Well, greetings, Bethel family, from the floor of General Conference. This is the last day, and we're on a morning break. And I can't wait to be back with you to share some of what we've discussed and deliberated and prayed about and made decisions on. But I did want you to see a little bit of the diversity of this space and hear from me a little bit of what has been going on. So first, it's been 2 weeks of gathering as a worldwide church with all the beauty and diversity that brings. Songs in different languages, leaders speaking in their native tongue, singing together, praying together, and doing the work of the church, debating, deliberating, deciding. And while there's too much to say here in this brief video, I did want to highlight 3 things that have happened here that I hope that you will celebrate with me. One is that we've made decisions about regionalization, which means that the United States will move towards, if it's ratified in our annual conferences, will move towards a regional body of people, much like our central conferences, so that we each have voice and we have context for the decisions that we make. So that, for example, we're not voting on the pensions of United States pastors by people who don't live in the United States, and they don't have our pension, nor we theirs. So there's a movement towards regionalization that helps our work be contextual. The second thing is revised social principles. For years, we have not updated or looked globally at the way we express ourselves as people of faith. And so we've done a revision of our social principles that I think bears good work in small groups all around the world, in writing teams, and in vetting with 4,000 people. And so it's come to us, and we've approved legislation to put that renewed way of giving voice to our personal faith and social holiness, our head and heart, our love and justice together, which I think is a mark of who we are. And finally, what is probably getting the most media attention is the removal of discriminatory language about LGBTQ people. Now, here's what we know. We at Bethel know and love people who would self-identify as LGBTQ. And in every local church, if we love well, we know and love people who are part of God's family. We're already doing this at Bethel. But the church has made a decision worldwide by 93% to remove discriminatory language that says we find the practice of homosexuality incompatible with Christian teaching. Now, we'll talk more about this, but the short version is that in 1972, when people were beginning to express and come forward in naming who they were, the church at that general conference said, we need to say that everyone is of value and worth and beloved of God. And that was approved. And then someone else said, hey, but we don't want the culture to think we condone this. We need to clarify that. And then they add the incompatibility language. And that's been with us for 52 years. And that was a time when the medical community and the psychiatric community called that practice a disorder and a disease. We know better, so we can do better. So we've removed the harmful language to the pre-1972 discipline, which of course means that there's nothing punitive and nothing restrictive and nothing prescriptive. In the United Methodist Church around the world, we will be open for churches and pastors to live their convictions. So these are things we'll have to talk about when the family of Bethel is around the table. But no one around the world will be required to participate in same-gender weddings, and no one will be punished if they do. So we'll have to figure this out together, but we can celebrate that the discriminatory language that has been so harmful, said to be a disease and a disorder, is now removed. And we can celebrate regionalization the adoption of revised social principles and the removal of these discriminatory words, and welcome all as we already do together. I look forward to being back with you soon and having these discussions that happen best around a family table. Love you all.